In previous classes, we have studied about investment policy, which is the first step under investment process. In today's class, we will study the investment analysis. Under that, we'll go for the fundamental analysis. So, as I said in the yesterday's live class, the fundamental analysis will speak about the present condition of the market. Okay. Fundamental analysis is the technique that attempts to determine the security's value by focusing on the underlying factors that affect a company's actual business and its future prospects. So fundamental analysis will analyze these all things, as I said in the yesterday's classes. Is the company's revenue is growing? So you should study about the company's total income, and over the time, is it growing? You need to check. Then is it actually making the profit? You need to study about the profit after tax, or else the earnings after tax. Is it in a position strong enough to outrun its competitors in the future? You need to check the competitors. You need to compare their total revenue, EBIT, EAT, and the growth. Okay. Then is it able to repay the debts? The credit rating agencies are there. They used to give the credit ratings for any individuals or the companies. So credit rating agencies will certify about the repayment capacity of any company or any particular person. So you need to study that one too. Is the management is trying to cook the books? Cooking the book is nothing but hiding the true information and giving the false information. Fine. So these all things where we will get in yesterday's class, we are already studied. So this one also I think we have studied yesterday too. The fundamental analysis can be composed of many different aspects. This is the one of the composition. Okay. So under fundamental analysis, we will analyze the economy, we will analyze the industry, and we will analyze the company analysis. That means we should not invest our fund in just one economy, just in one industry, and just in one company, even just in not one company's particular stock or one particular stock. We need to diversify the funds because we should achieve the investment goals. The investment goals are securities, liquidities, and profitability. Through diversification only we can achieve the investment goals. So by analyzing these all aspects, we can understand the economic conditions. The performance of the company is depends much on the performance of the economy. So under this, we are going to study about the GDP, or else the growth rate. So gross domestic production, you will get the proper information from the regulatory authorities, from the government itself. We need to check that one. So because of the pandemic, our GDP is reducing. Okay, in the year of 2018, our nation is the nation which is recorded the highest GDP, and even about the growth rate. Then comes the inflation. Inflation is also one of the very important factor. Remember, GDP is adjusted by the inflation. Okay, even though the name is gross domestic production, it is not gross. Okay, it is the total production minus inflation. So inflation is one of the important aspects. If the inflation is more, then your real rate of return will be very less, and that's why we need to analyze the inflation situation in the country. Then comes the interest rates. Interest rate is nothing but the rate which is charged for any loans. So why we need to study the interest rate? When interest rate is high, then the prices are also high in that particular economy. That's why we need to go for this interest rate analysis. Then comes the exchange rates. The exchange rates also plays important role in economic analysis. The home currency depreciation should not be there. The home currency appreciation, if it is there in the foreign market, then that economy is performing well, and we need to analyze the exchange rate for this reason. Then comes the agricultural production and monsoons. It's nothing but the three seasons. So what is the effect of these three seasons and the agricultural productions? We need to study that. Then FDIs and FIIs, foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment. Either it's the inflow of FDI and FIIs and outflow of FII and FDIs. In the balance of payment, we are going to compare that one. Then domestic savings rate is also very important. in the particular income, how much you are going to save, we need to analyze. Average savings rate is also important while we are analyzing the economic analysis. Then tax rates. See, Indian taxation system is like it has the 9,000 pages, okay, and it's very difficult to understand each and every aspect. Comparatively, for some of the countries like US, it may be a UK, they has the simplified taxation rates or taxation system. Their taxation system has just 3,000 pages. That is what the major aspect which plays role under economic analysis. Then comes the balance of payments. So balance of payment is nothing but the analysis of total export and import of one particular time. Export and import, it need not be one particular product. Even the services are considered, even the investments are considered. So what is the situation of balance of payment? Is it a favorable one, or is it unfavorable one, or is it a equilibrium one? That also we need to analyze. Then comes the infrastructure. The infrastructure is very important for the transportation condition. Transportation has a direct effect for trade and commerce. Then political stability. Political stability in India is a bit lesser when comparatively to other countries. The stability in the political conditions are also very important because the rules and regulations will be changed for the countries to country. Okay, so this is what the economic analysis. In coming classes, we will study about the indicators of the stock market, or else the indicators which affect the stock market.